it's so great to be here on this most spectacular day. I think we need to be thankful that it quit raining. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jackie. It's very nice. I want to thank everybody who is standing behind me, and the people of New Orleans and the citizens of Louisiana for entrusting unto the city of New Orleans the right and the privilege and the blessing to host more Super Bowls than any other city in America, except for Miami. And I'm here to tell you that we are Super Bowl ready. And this is the team behind you, along with so many others that made that happen. Although I won't be able to call everybody out by name, Jay Cicero, who is the executive director of the New Orleans Host Committee, along with James Carville and Mary Matlin, and all of the members of that committee, have done an extraordinary job in the past 2 years preparing New Orleans for this seminal event. Mr. Ken Agard, who is with CBS, who, as you know, Ken, it's great to see you. For anybody who is down here in the Jackson Square area, you will know that CBS is occupying all of Jackson Square. They have done a good job, and Ken, I trust, and I believe that CBS is going to show New Orleans for as glorious and spectacular as she is to the nation and to the world. So I thank you for all the work that you guys have done. Many of our deputy mayors and department heads are with us today, as well as a number of our council members who are with us today. Mr. Justin Augustine, who, as you know, is headlining this wonderful project that will end on Monday, no later than 4 o'clock, because the Secretary of Transportation will be here. We've got 1 or 2 blocks just to clean up, but Canal Street will be without orange cones, as will Loyola, by Monday at 4 o'clock. So, Justin, thank you very much for that great work. It's going to be beautiful. Iftikhar Ahmed, who's the Director of Aviation, Louis Armstrong International Airport, is here, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Ronnie Johns is here on behalf of the Louisiana State Police. Michael Anderson, who is the head of the FBI, is with us as we speak. I had an opportunity to tour FBI headquarters today to look at the Joint Operations Center and the Intelligence Center that is going to help us, along with all of our other law enforcement, provide safety both on the ground and in the air. And as I said to all of our city council members and other elected officials, if you're standing behind me, thank you all so very much for everything that you guys have done. Also, while the Super Bowl is one of the greatest front-of-the-house events of all time, that is seen by over 111 million viewers, and hopefully more this time, Ken. It is also one of the great back-of-the-house stories in terms of execution and logistics. And we have a number of back-of-the-house employees that actually help make this happen. As you know, in the tourism industry, we have 70,000 employees that work in this industry, and these are the men and women, you know, that are pulling every day for a long period of time to make this happen. From New Orleans Police Department officers to sanitation workers to concierges and doormen at the hotels. Mario Alvarado, Brennan's waiter and the busboy for over 40 years. Mario, you look good. Oh, you look like you're 29. What are you talking about? Mr. Leroy Hawkins, who everybody in the world knows now is one of the greatest doormen in the world at the Omni Royal Orleans. Leroy, where are you? Are you here? Well, he'll be with us in a minute. And also the taxi cab drivers, the carriage, and the tour guides, and everybody else from top to bottom, whether you're the executive in the boardroom or the citizen on the street. Everybody in this area has worked really hard to make New Orleans a special place. So the message is really clear. Our great city, New Orleans, is ready for Mardi Gras, and we're ready for the Super Bowl XLVII. I guarantee you, nobody has done both of these things at the same time, ever, and we're ready to do both. We're no longer preparing to host the Super Bowl. We are hosting it as we speak. People are coming into town, and you have a team that is standing behind me that is united and ready. And I want to thank everybody behind the scenes. They really are the unsung heroes. I want to give you an anecdote. A couple years ago, when we started thinking about this, one of the things we wanted to make sure of is that one of our customers that was coming into town was going to have a great experience from the time they got onto the airplane from wherever they came from to the time that they left. And we actually thought about what it would look like if you got off of the plane and whether or not you were going to be able to walk into a renovated terminal at the airport, whether you could actually have a well-lit baggage claim area, whether you could be directed by airport staff into a clean and functional and progressive clean cab, that you could drive down a well-groomed interstate and a clean overpass, which is recently painted, and that you could move through traffic and get off of a traffic-free ramp moving down to the convention center, that you could go to a hotel with a power-washed entrance and that you had a friendly and informed concierge, and then volunteers directing visitors in the streets to the best restaurants in the world and to one of the greatest sports experiences that you've ever seen. That was our goal, to provide the best from the time that our fellow travelers came here and left. And we believe that we're going to be able to deliver that. It was a yeoman's task, and I want to run through this for you so that you have it. Projects are complete in time for the big game, with exception for a few minor exceptions, which will be done between now and the time that that football is kicked off. At the airport, we have had $305 million in renovations. Many of you were there to look at the beautiful renovations that we have. The Superdome has undergone $336 million in renovations. The Convention Center Hall A, which we broke ground on the other day, cut ribbon on, was a $93 million renovation. Between the state, the federal government, and the city of New Orleans, we invested $75 million in highways, streets, sidewalks, streetcars, and streetscapes. The private industry then came along in a very aggressive way, and in the hotel industry alone, over $400 million of renovations have taken place. The Hyatt Regency, of course, being the stellar example in that regard, but so many other hotels and restaurants have invested as well. We've had $300 million in museum improvements. As many of you know, you were at the ribbon-cutting ceremony at the D-Day Museum the other day for Victory Hall, which was just spectacular. And of course, you now are beginning to see the benefit of taxi cab reforms. Over 1,150 of our taxi cabs are now in compliance. And now we have clean, safe cabs, and we have the best ambassadors in our taxi cab drivers of anywhere in the country. The Super Bowl and Mardi Gras generate local spending in our economy of over $432 million for the Super Bowl, and Mardi Gras with as much as a $500 million economic impact by some estimates. The world, ladies and gentlemen, will be watching the city of New Orleans. It is, in fact, the largest media platform in history. The TV viewership for the last Super Bowl was over 111 million viewers. We expect over 5,000 credentialed media from the U.S. and abroad. So the next 20 days are an unprecedented opportunity for us to showcase the city of New Orleans. And there is no better place than right behind us, Jackson Square, and of course Waldenberg Park, where so many of these events are going to take place and be broadcast from. All of CBS's major news operations will be broadcasting from here for a very, very long period of time. That's the kind of publicity that you cannot buy, and it is just going to be amazing. And as I have said, it takes an army to pull off these events from the back of the house. I want to just give you a sense of what it is. The New Orleans Police Department will have every officer, over 1,200, working on 12-hour shifts, complemented by 300 officers from state police, Jefferson Parish, and other regional local law enforcement agencies. We literally have hundreds of federal agents from a number of law enforcement agencies in town working with us, from Homeland Security to FBI to ATF and others. The New Orleans Fire Department and EMS have all hands on deck with extra coverage in the French Quarter and the CBD. Now, of course, this would never be possible without volunteers. And when the call went out for volunteers, 17,000 people from the region showed up to say, I want to help. Close to 13,000 shifts for volunteers will be filled for the Super Bowl. Over 350 city employees and temp workers will be here to clean the streets with 90 pieces of equipment during events, before and after parade. So from sanitation to park and parkways, North Sea, Sewage and Water Board, property management, the Downtown Development District, the Sheriff's Office, mosquito control, and others. We'll have approximately 50 Department of Transportation and Development staff that are going to be dedicated full-time to working with our crews. Approximately 120 public employees will be involved and have been involved in setting up and taking down the stands. Permitting is working around the clock. Over 160 staff are going to be working 24 hours at the airport, making sure visitors and residents are arriving and departing smoothly. At the Superdome, SMG and Center Plate will have over 5,000 employees combined on the Superdome campus on game day. All RTA operators are available. 181 operators will be working, 96 streetcar operators, 54 paratransit operators managing 127 buses, 45 paratransit vehicles, and 66 streetcars. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge effort. And the big story is, this is not the end of the road for us. For those of you that have been watching, in the last year and a month, since 2011 in November, we have hosted the New Orleans Bowl, the BCS Championship, the Final Four, Navy Week, Sugar Bowls, Essence Festivals, Jazz Fest, and more. We have had 25 major events, and as soon as we finish Mardi Gras, we're going to roll into the Zurich Classic, the Jazz Festival, which the lineup is out of control this year, and then we'll move into Essence again. That is an extraordinary run of events for a city that 7 years ago was 15 feet underwater and the last on every list in America that mattered. And now we find ourselves in a city that's on the world stage. We find a city that folks say is the fastest growing city in America, that the Wall Street Journal says is the best place to do business, that folks have noticed our graduating kids in 9th and 12th grades, our graduating kids from around the country, and that city has stood itself back up on the shoulders of a sense of resilience that is unmatched anywhere in America, that in my opinion reflects the best that America has to offer. So it's a culmination of these major events, and we want to make sure that all of our visitors and our guests have the best experience possible. The city will have all of our projects complete. All our police will be in position to keep everybody safe. We will keep the streets and the traffic moving and free. But there are a couple of ways that the public can help, because this can't be done just by the folks standing behind this podium or those that I have talked about. All of the businesses can make sure that you clean the sidewalks and your businesses and keep it clean. You can help by welcoming everybody that comes into the city, and I mean everybody that comes into the city, so that they understand that the people of New Orleans really do shine when it comes to hosting other folks. Also, be aware, if you will, this is all on the website, of road closures. And all of this information is on www.nola.gov/Super Bowl, because there will be inconveniences. And I thank you for allowing yourself to be inconvenienced in order for us to be on the world stage. And finally, the golden rule, let's use common sense and common courtesy. If you just do that, then everything will be all right. Earlier today, we sent out Mardi Gras enforcement reminders. The general rule, once you get through all the specifics, is be nice, be courteous, use common sense, and be respectful, and the rest of it will take care of itself. This is, ladies and gentlemen, another great opportunity for us all to show the world just how far our beautiful city has come. So I thank all of you for what you have done.